Hello everyone, I'm Jeanette Camping from Henry Stewart Events, and I'm delighted to welcome you to our latest webinar, Integrating Your DAM with Microsoft Office 365 and Google Workspace, sponsored by CIHub. It's great to see such a global audience of DAM professionals registered today. We'll be having Q&A at the end of the presentation, so please send in your questions from your GoToWebinar panel. And we're recording today's session, and you'll all be sent a link to the recording later. Now it's my great pleasure to welcome today's speakers, Andreas Michalski and Gerd Glaser. Thank you both for joining us, and over to you, Andy.
Hello, thanks a lot for everybody joining that session, and thanks a lot, Janet, for doing that introduction. It's our first webinar in 2022, and it's already mid of February. Time is flying by, so we hope that we can present something to you today what is from interest. Let me give you a short introduction on CIHub and what we're doing and what it's all about here. So we as CIHub believe that it is very useful for everybody who's working with assets, and an asset can be a template or an image or a picture or a video, to have access to that asset within the application he's using for creating his work. We all know that accessing content, finding content can be bothersome because it's stored in different systems on different URLs with different navigations, with different passwords. So it is a complex thing and it's time consuming. And we all know we have to deliver lots of stuff in a very short time. So if we can save time, if we can make that hassle-freer than it is today, then we all win with that. We as CIHub have learned that it's a huge benefit if all of these assets are within the application I'm already using. So what we do today, we deliver a plugin that easily connects to all of the relevant Adobe products. It's Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign, Premiere Pro, InCopy, After Effects, but also to the products not only used by the creative, but also by the office force and by the sales organizations, which is Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, and on the Google side, Google Slides, Google Docs, and Google Sheets. And as we have done a lot of nice presentations and videos already on how to use the product within the Adobe environment, today we would like to focus on the Microsoft and the Google environment. Connecting all of these applications is easy with CIHub, and you can connect, and you see that on the left side, to your asset management system, and you will see all of the relevant leading systems are already integrated, but also to your PIM, ERM, and your cloud storage systems like a Dropbox or a Box or a Google Drive. So making all of that easy to access, we do believe that this is a huge benefit for the user and for the organization, because that single plugin allows an organization to easily control the access of thousands of employees to assets to be used in the correct way in their office products. So here you do see a short overview on what kind of different systems we are already connecting. And in the live presentation, which will be done by Gerd, we will show you on how easy it really is. This webinar today is a very hands-on webinar, so we do a live presentation of the different products. And it would be amazing if you have any kind of question, just put it into the question section, and we will be really happy at the end. And we do save some time to do answering all of that in a very with enough time to go into the details if you're interested. So let us focus now on bringing the content journey into your application. And I do think we have prepared a couple of nice intro slides to give you a little bit more context. I would love to introduce Gerd. Hello, Gerd.
Hello.
Gerd is leading here at CIHub the customer.
It's called success.
Customer success. Sorry. The first webinar this year, so I have to sort the words. So yeah, let's go into the details.
Okay, so I would like to talk a few seconds about the content journey. And normally the content journey starts with the setup of the systems that are in use. And let's start with the people. Let's say there is Elena, she's Vice President Marketing. She sets the goals. She's working mainly in the work management tool. That could be Workfront or that could be Asana, something like that. And the campaign manager and the head of operations, they are also working in the work management system, because this is the main stuff they have to handle, like budgeting, planning, the team building and the monitoring and all this stuff. But if it comes to the production, it will change. So there will be a new priority of use. So it's no longer the work management system that is the leading system. Mostly it's a various number of applications. And of course, the produced assets, and then the third-party systems could be a DAM or PIM or something like that, where all the assets are stored. So as you can see, the number of applications is increasing until it comes to the right-hand side, the social media production guys. They are working with Figma, Sketch, and other guys are working with Microsoft Office, mainly the design unit. They create the master files, the master templates, and it's not only Adobe Creative Cloud applications, it could also be Microsoft Office 365, which means the sales guys maybe need templates in PowerPoint to do their presentations. And the produced assets could also be InDesign files, Photoshop files, which means images, all kinds of images, graphics, and also Word documents or PowerPoint documents. And if it comes to the rollout and the localization, it's the same. The applications, this is the first thing that people are using. And then the produced assets, this is the main stuff they are handling. And at the end, the tasks get less. This third-party systems will be less. But the thing is, at the end, let's talk about the sales team. The sales guys, they are using mostly the Microsoft Office stuff, PowerPoint, Word, Excel, and often such applications like Microsoft Outlook. So what do they expect from the system? They say, okay, I would like to search for content within my application. I don't want to jump from one window to the next, search an asset and do a download and do a manual import into my application. That's too time consuming. And they want to drag and drop their images and metadata into their layout, but within any application. If it's Word, if it's PowerPoint, or if it's Excel, or if they want to send an image via Outlook, that all should be done within the application. And of course, sometimes it's necessary to check the digital rights of the content within my creative work for legal reasons. And another thing is, I would like to upload my new versions back to my storage with a single click. So I don't want to store this on my local desktop, take the file, do an upload and share it with my colleagues. So all this should be done within my application. So I would like to switch over to the panel itself. This is the plugin which is installed in all Microsoft applications. Easy to handle, a short overview. This is divided in two parts, so you can have a part for the work management, you can navigate the work management, you can select third-party systems like DAM, PIM, cloud storage, or stock providers, navigate in there. You have all the capabilities like sorting, full text search, similarity search. You can use filters or you can use add files. That could all be done within this panel. You have the result area, which means you have various preview sizes, various views, list views, tile views. You have deep link, you have the ability to up and download files directly from your application into your source system. You have a drag and drop area where you can put assets into your PowerPoint or Word document. And you have the details area, which brings up the meta information, the standard meta information, which is IPTC, EXIF, and XMP. And of course, the other metadata files, which could be something like a headline, a copy text, an item number, or price information, or whatever, and you can use it in your layout. So the other version is a bit more dedicated to the work management system, so you can have your tasks in your panel, in your add-in. You can add comments, you can delete comments, you can use the files that are linked into a task, and you can add files from your third-party system into your tasks. So you have full control within your application over all connected systems and all necessary assets.
That's pretty cool, Gerd. How about we take a look at the real stuff and switch over to the demo?
Okay, so I will switch over to the PowerPoint presentation. In a PowerPoint presentation, I hope that this is working for you. So I hope you can see my screen. I just opened a PowerPoint presentation, and I've opened the panel, which you can see here. I can change the size within to have a bit more overview. You can change the preview size of the assets that are shown in here. And I'm currently connected to a box system. I can add more systems. Doesn't matter how many systems you connect in parallel. You have access and you can switch between those systems by just hovering over the breadcrumb over here. So let's see what the panel can do. I have prepared something like a PowerPoint template. And if we want to place images, it should look like this at the end. And we can add all this stuff from the panel, which you can see here. I have sorting options where I can sort the files, and I will try and start to move some assets in here. Just drag and drop them towards the stage, and the image is automatically placed. The same goes for all the metadata. So we have here some metadata information. Let's say this is the headline, just drag and drop it. Select your target frame, move it towards the stage, and the text comes in. Even the pricing. And it's quite easy to add all this stuff. So let's take the last one. Just select a target frame, move it towards the stage, and add your content. So that's how it goes. So that's pretty easy if you're working with metadata to add textual content. and it's always working in the way that is formatted in your PowerPoint presentation. So if you have different formatting, the system takes it all. The panel works with native text, so you can place everything, and it looks perfect.
So I can easily create all of my sales material as PowerPoint templates and then have all of my assets stored in my Dropbox or in my box, and just let the sales guys drag and drop that stuff and create their individual sales material, right?
Exactly, that's it.
That's pretty cool. So I can use metadata from the connected system. And can I search for assets?
Of course, you can search for assets. If you were using the search bar over here, you can search for assets. Okay.
That's a new word creation.
That's
a wood watch.
So a wood watch, this is the only term that's in my mind right now. So as you can see, you can use a full text search and it will find your asset.
And in addition, I can use the filters which comes from the system, right?
Exactly. This is fully dynamic. It depends on the system's preferences. If you have filters like here, we have the type, we have the modified date, past day, past week, and all this stuff. So it's really easy to filter.
Very cool.
All that stuff. Yeah. And of course, if you all the PowerPoint guys normally are using, this is what they currently missing. They want to use the graphics. Graphics is very easy, so you can use Adobe Illustrator files coming out, and in this case I'm using SVG files. They are also coming out from Adobe Illustrator. They are perfect. This file has, as you can see, 17 kilobytes, so they are very small, but the quality is almost perfect. You can place the assets, and that's really cool. So if they need some graphics in their presentation, you can provide them with approved material, with good looking material, instead of looking for some stickers in the web and using them. And what they also want to have is stuff like icons. So icons, they came out from Illustrator. So they use only the files that are really representing the CI guidelines of the company. And the cool thing is, if you're using those SVG files, which can be handled in the panel perfectly, you can also change the colors and all this stuff. So it's really cool to, I think that is, yeah. So if you want to change the color, you can do it. And this is really a big point. And the same goes for people images. If you're creating something with a workflow or something like this, you can use them perfectly with a panel. And that's what a DAM is made for, and that's what the CIHub connector is built for.
Renditions?
Yes, of course. So if we want to place images that are built with Photoshop and they are still in layers, so we can choose renditions, which are provided by most of the DAM systems. So this image is a PSD file with 132 megabytes.
Oh, that's the image I love to have in my PowerPoint, right?
So mostly blowing up the PowerPoint presentation enormously. But in this case, you just use a rendition. Let's say I will use it in, let's say, 320 pixels as a JPEG. And as you can see, if it's original, you're not able to place it because PowerPoint will not take those Photoshop files. But if you choose a rendition, it offers you to place the asset. And that's
okay. So we can
Quite
even use
fast.
formats that normally are not supported by PowerPoint or by the Office products.
Exactly.
Select the rendition in a much lower resolution, and then just insert it into that.
Exactly.
And I think it respects the rights management. So I only see the assets I have rights to, and I could prevent that people are using the original high-res images. So you can make sure that your people are just using pre-approved material and material in the right resolution for the application. So that's all built in right into the product, right?
Exactly.
Very cool.
So before I start placing, I can do with this little button over here, the rights check. I can do a digital rights check. I can check the date of the campaign, the in date, the out date. I can check the territory where it's used. I can check the use case. In this case, I want to say it's digital, or this is Africa. And the system checks the file. If they are gray, that means this asset is not registered for digital rights. This one with the green icon is available, so the rights are clear. This one, the rights are still missing, so you can ensure to place images that are really approved and have the digital rights to publish them.
Okay, and we check that against a service which is called FADEL. And FADEL is an integration. We call it a service integration. And whenever you're a FADEL customer, you can just connect to that FADEL system and use the full rights management functionality within all of the supported products. I think this is a really handsome thing if you work with copyrighted material, and if you work with material that is sensitive. The rights management functionality delivers an amazing experience there. If you click on it, I get the details, right?
No.
I don't see that here.
No,
Okay.
that's here. That's not working because you have no link at the end.
Okay, perfect. Great.
Yeah, so this is all what enables you to work with let's say I've changed some text, and if I'm done with my job and I want to upload this document to my source system, let's say I want to add it here or somewhere else, just select a folder, click the Add File button, and you say, okay, I would like to upload this presentation to my target system. You can rename it, my pres, click on OK, and the system will upload the whole file via the panel to the connected system.
And now I can share it with my colleagues, right?
And here it is directly available to your colleagues. So here it is.
Nice.
It works perfect.
Cool.
The same works in Word. So if I do a Word document, I can also go the same way around. I can, let's say, check this text box. I can add some content over here. In Word, it's quite simple if you are using pre-formatted texts. You just need to jump in and you can have different formattings in one text frame. So that's really perfect. And the same goes here. If I don't want to have the original file, let's choose a small one and you can place it perfectly. So it's really cool to have them aligned in your Word document.
Nice.
Really cool feature. And for those guys who are working with Excel files, mainly it's used for the category managers or something like this. The same way to go through, you just select a rendition for your image placement. Let's say take this really small one, 160 pixel. You click on place and it goes into the cell. You can also add the complete content of the metadata fields in here. Just drag it towards the stage and it works perfect.
Very cool.
And the same goes here. If you want to store your Excel file back to the system, just click on Add File, choose your file and do an upload. Works the same way. And another cool feature is if you're working with Microsoft Outlook.
I get a lot of attachments. What can I do with them?
That's a good question. So if I do a new message, I can add some stuff called the plugin or the add-in. They call it add-in in Microsoft Word. You start your connections, go to your source system if you want to add a file. There are two ways. If you want to add a document, you can easily say, okay, I would like to attach this file directly from my source system into my mail. So here we go, here it is. If you want to place an image and directly into your mail, you can do that also. So just select this one, use a low rendition, and
there it is. Cool.
It's attached, and now you can place it. Here we go.
Okay.
And the same goes for the metadata content. So you can
very cool. We've seen that
metadata.
Very cool. Yep. And I can also attach if I get an email with an attachment, I can save that attachment to my Dropbox and easily share it with my
Exactly.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So at the end, the same stuff runs in the Google Workspace. I have a presentation in here. The panel is opened. Yeah, and I can do the same stuff. Just select the placeholder image. Maybe in this case also select a rendition to small or to reduce the file size, and it's working the same way. Just drag them towards the stage and you're ready to go.
Okay, and one thing which is important, especially if we talk about the Microsoft installations and Google, it's completely enterprise grade security. So that's often a question. The CIHub plugin never touches the asset, never stores any images somewhere. So it's compliant with all of the security requirements, even on banking and military stuff. And every authentication happens through OpenOut 2, so the connector never sees any kind of password and usernames. And for all applications, all of the rights of the connected systems are completely transparent. So if you have your central administration of your database, of your box, of your Widen or your DAM system, every rights management which happens in there is completely transparent against the plugin here. So you never see content, you never use workflows that are not compliant with your central system.
And if you're done with your work, you can upload those Google Slides into your source system by clicking the add file. And in addition to that, you can convert it directly into a PowerPoint presentation. So it converts the Google slide into a PowerPoint. You can create an open document slide or a PDF and directly upload it to your system.
And could I also be in my Google and open my PowerPoint document?
Exactly. It goes vice versa. So you can also open, yeah.
So the document we've just created, we could just open in here.
If you want to make it available for the Google Workspace users, sorry, you can open it directly here. So if we go into the,
I think you put it in.
this is
There's
the
the
one.
PowerPoint,
This
yeah.
is the one. Okay, let's do a refresh to see if everything is in here.
So it's I would say it's making it cross-application compatible, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
So I'm able to open it if I do a new file, of course, yeah. I can open it in slides.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah, so
Nice.
that's it. So the same is for Google Docs.
For the presentation, it's a little bit boring because the application does the same everywhere. But to be honest, the cool thing about the application is it does the same everywhere. So there is no learning. If someone knows in an organization on how to use a CIHub connector, it doesn't matter where you are, it works the same. And the feedback we're getting is this is actually amazing because it reduces the implementation and the training necessity and the training effort immensely. Plus, we do deliver a video for everything. So whenever a user has some question, everywhere in the plugin are small buttons with an eye. And whenever you click on that information button, there is a video explaining the users on exactly what to do. The cool thing about that is if you have an organization with a central support desk or with a hotline, they will never touch CIHub. It's really very easy to deploy, and there is almost no support needed. One question which we always get is what happens when the vendors are updating their products? What happens if there is a new Adobe version, or what happens if there is a new Microsoft version? There is actually nothing to do. The plugin just runs. We make sure that whenever there is a new version, we update the functionality, and almost on the same day the vendors are creating or deploying their new versions, you can expect to have a fitting CIHub connector to that. Great. Oh, there is our PowerPoint in.
So I've just converted
Google.
the PowerPoint into a Google slide. So this will take a few seconds, but as you can see, it works perfect.
Very cool.
Yep.
Good.
So I think we are just in time.
Perfect.
And I would say the live demo is done.
Very cool. And we already have a good bunch of questions. Let me just shortly wrap it up. So we showed you the Office integration and the Google integration. And just to remember you, there's also the same functionality for all the Adobe product and Figma and Sketch. And what's not on the list, but there is a couple of more coming within the next couple of weeks, to be honest. Here's a list of all the different functionalities, and one thing what you've saw in the presentation also, the CIHub plugin not just make the functionalities available that are in your connected system, we also add functionality to make it more comfortable and easy to work with these assets. So converting or making assets available that are not intended to be used in the original program, like automatically converting images to a format that is accepted, automatically converting and making accessible the ability to convert from one platform to the other platform, plus adding services like the rights management application right into the application, right into the creative process, is something what makes working with assets very easy, and that adds a lot of value and speed to the different processes. One interface, simple to learn, available everywhere, connecting to everything. This is what you really easy get with the CIHub connector. I think it actually helps really the whole organization. We do see that lots of corporates are going to standardize on that one connector because it really reduces the effort in support, in rollout, and in distribution of the application. So we are known for going quite quick through our presentations and giving some time back to the audience. But before ending that, I would love to go through the different questions we have. And let me just switch to the question panel and go through the application. So we have a couple of questions. So if you have questions, don't be shy, just put it into the Q&A section. We're really happy to go through all of them. We have a couple of minutes. Let me start with the first one. Are all the cross-platform integrations web-based, or is there an option for click there? Or is the option for on-prem and hybrid system working across on-prem and cloud solutions? Yes, it is. So CIHub is supporting systems that are in the cloud, like a Dropbox or like a Google Drive. But it's also working with the ability that you have on-prem installations. So if you have your, let's say, a Primo system on-prem for security reasons, the CIHub connector will work in the same way. CIHub provides some amazing functionality. Thanks about that. It must integration through all of the different systems via APIs. You mentioned them generally. What if you a DAM which you haven't developed an integration which previously? Okay. In general, we connect through all of these systems via the vendor's API. We're not connecting just to a DAM system. It could also be a PIM system or a workflow system. And if there is a system which you are missing on our list, if the vendor is contacting us, we are happy to integrate everybody who's missing. It takes an average of 2 weeks to do the integration. And if you have, let's say, a private system, we do have customers, they have developed their own in-house DAM systems. We can also connect to them. We have something we call a custom integration. And with that custom integration, we can easily connect to private systems. That does work as easy as the other systems. When onboarding new clients, how much customizing and development is a requirement, not configuration? For standard application, how big a project is for a standard behavior and features. The installation takes about 2 minutes, and that's it. We do not have any onboarding process for the user. We do deliver videos and documentation to use the plugin, but if you're connecting to a system which we support, there is no additional effort. You just download the plugin, you connect against your system, and that's it. If you're connecting to a DAM system, can you limit which asset can be used, or will they have access to everything they can access in the DAM? So the rights management is transparent to the system. So if you have access to assets in the DAM system, you have access through the connector. If you have limited rights within the DAM system, you have limited rights in the connector. You will never see assets in the connector which you would not also see in the DAM system if the API from the vendor does support transparent rights management. All the systems we have connected are doing that today. Can metadata be modified and written back to the file or the DAM from the CIHub plugin? This is a functionality which is possible. You will see implementations on the vendors who are supporting that this year. This is especially something what is very cool for PIM systems. If assets are added via CIHub and then the PowerPoint is sent to someone without a license, will all placed assets be maintained? Yes, absolutely. You can easily work or you can access all of the assets without having access to a CIHub. It would be nice if someone you send it to has a CIHub, but it's not necessary. Are rendition sizes set by CIHub? No, rendition sizes are set by the connected system in general. There are some exemptions, but in general, you do the configuration in the system you're connecting to, and these renditions will then be available in the connector, which is not only relevant for the size of the rendition, but also for the naming convention of the selected renditions. We have systems where you connect and then you get a clear name. This is the rendition to be used in PowerPoint. This is the rendition to be used in web spaces. So this is transparent from the system you connect to. It seems like the application could encourage or at least facilitate a certain number, lack or discipline around file naming conventions and organization. Is there a way to impose governments around those things? Yes, absolutely. If you have a government in the system on how naming should be and the API can control that as they would do it in your web interface, then this will be respected by the CIHub connector. When an image is placed, is the link to the DAM maintained? So if another person has access, then edit the file, can still see the connection for each asset. In general, this is a functionality we call link management or links panel. All applications that are capable to maintain links, this will be maintained. Actually, in the Microsoft environment, it's not capable because there is a limitation in the Microsoft API, but we do hope that this is something what Microsoft will make available in the next time, and then that functionality, which is very common in all of the Adobe products, can also be provided in other systems. If you're using Figma or Sketch as an example, it works extremely well. It always keeps and maintains the link to the original asset. And everybody who has access to that system and the link can always work with the original asset. What is pretty cool on that one is if someone changes the asset in the DAM system, you push a button and get the information in Figma that you're using outdated assets in the Figma design, and you can automatically update the old version with the new version. Yes, links are maintained in all applications that support that. Next question, in the CIHub panel, you can find an asset and then click to see it in the DAM. Yes, we do support something what we call deep linking. If there is an asset, you just click on that button and you directly are linked to that asset in the original location. As an example, there you could easily maintain metadata, save it in the DAM, and then it's immediately available in the connector. Do you have any clients in the governmental sector? Yes, we do. If an asset has been expired or deleted from the DAM, will it be reflected in an Office document it is placed in? Actually, that's exactly the functionality a link would be maintained. As soon as Microsoft is delivering that function, it will be available. Do the connector run locally on user's computer in the local app, or is it a cloud component in it? Do the connector run locally on? That depends. If you have a web app, it's part of the web app. If you have a local installed application, then it's local. So especially Microsoft 365, if you run 365 on a desktop, the plugin is installed in the desktop. And if you run 365 in the web, it's in the web. So it just depends on what is your installation preference. I like for Unity Engine, it would be great for game developers. Yes, we would love to have it implemented in Unity and other systems. And this is definitely something we are working on. Expect something from us in that area too. What's the difference between standard and professional edition? Is the professional edition an add-on to the starter? The difference between the professional and the starter edition is the starter edition, from the functionality side, it's completely the same. The starter edition is meant for small teams and individuals. We do believe that it does make sense for us to support individuals and small organizations. And it's limited to 3 users in a domain. And the professional edition is for corporates who have more than 3 users in their organization. It's only a limitation by the amount of users in a group. Can you export the DEM image into a CSV file and then later to import more into the images than already? Is there an AI keywording? So in certain applications, we do allow, or we do enable the functionality of exporting the image and the metadata into a CSV file to do something like serial letters and serial production. That is supported. And no, we do not support AI keywording because this is a functionality of the connected system. So if your DAM is using or is offering AI keywording, then that could be supported, but it's not a core functionality of the connector. What we do have, and we skipped that in that presentation, if you connect to a stock provider like Getty Images or Shutterstock or any other one, they do support similarity search functionalities. So if you have an asset in your DAM system, you click on that asset and the system will automatically find you all similar images from the stock providers. This is a very cool feature based on an AI functionality. So what would cause a drastic price difference between what you advertised and what the connector DAM offers for what? What would cause a drastic price difference between what you advertise and what the connected DAM offer for CIHub? I do not understand that question, to be honest, but if you send us an email and you see our emails here in that screen, I am happy to dig deeper into that question and answer that. If you have an upcoming webinar showing CIHub in Figma, actually there is not the webinar planned, but if you take a look at our CIHub Academy, that's on our website or on our YouTube channel, you will find wonderful videos explaining the functionalities in Figma and in Sketch. And do you have a demo video showing the connection used in Premiere Pro? Yes, absolutely. Again, just visit our website for the Academy or visit the YouTube channel and you will find amazing videos explaining all of the details. So, isn't it amazing? We have saved 10 minutes. So if there are more questions, I'm really happy to answer that. Otherwise, I do hope you like what we've built. It's our passion to try to deliver the best possible connector with the best functionalities to make your life easier at a reasonable price. And so we do hope you like it. It is actually extremely easy to test the plugin. If you go to our website, there is a button, start your free trial. You can download any of these connectors for all of the systems and try it for weeks for free. So there is no risk. You can test it with all of the systems you have in all of the systems you like. And after 4 weeks, you can easily click on purchase the full version and you get the full version if you like. There are 2 more questions. Do you have another recorded presentation or case study publicly? Yes, again, take a look at our website or at the YouTube channel. is your YouTube channel? What is your YouTube channel? Our YouTube channel is called CIHub. So if you go to YouTube and search for CI blank HUB hub, then you will find our YouTube channel, and there you will find all of the videos. Okay. I would say thanks a lot for your time. Thanks a lot for patience on listening to us. We do hope that you have learned something, and if you keep looking on the Henry Stewart events site, there will be a couple of more webinars this year about special topics and new functionalities we are presenting over the year. Jeanette?
Thank you. Thank you very much, Andreas and Gerd. Very good feedback coming through. An excellent presentation and demo, so thank you.
Thank
We'll
you.
see you next one. Thanks, everybody. Bye now.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.